What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are reacting to the first official teaser trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This movie was supposed to come out in March. Sadly, it is not coming out till May now. We think we're gonna have a pretty big gap between now and May unless they decide to put out Miss Marvel sometime before May, but we don't know for sure. We're also not sure if this trailer is the same one that was at the end credits, after the end credits of Spider-Man No Way Home. But
bingo, that's what I'm concerned about.
I've only seen Spider-Man once so far, and we saw it almost a week ago, or over a week ago at this point, so I vaguely remember the trailer, so I'm excited to see it again, and maybe there's new stuff in here, I don't know. I'm mostly just really stoked to see Sam Raimi back in superhero genre, period. But it's been, 17 years since he's done a superhero movie, so it's pretty exciting to see him back, or a little less than that, 2007. You figure out the math, 14 years. You ready to watch? Check this out. Oh, Hector's not here.
Hector's not here. We're Hectorless today.
Yeah, we're Hectorless because he flew to the other side of the country, so that's why he's not here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready to go. I echo everything that you just said. I hope it's not the same thing, but we will see.
Hit play.
Yeah, let's just hit play.
Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous.
We love a Wong.
With the stability of space-time.
I think this is the same thing.
Yeah, so far it's the same.
Which we know frighteningly little. Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
Jesus Christ. This stuff looked really good in the theater.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
But I never meant for any of this to happen.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm digging the vibe. All right.
Digging that track. All right.
Wanda.
There she is.
I knew sooner or later you'd show up. I made mistakes, and people were
You think?
I'm not
You think?
talk about Westview.
Then what are you here for?
This part seems a little
Need your help.
shorter. Like we got to the Wanda parts quicker.
What do you know about the multiverse?
Whee! What do you know, Wanda?
What is it? She said,
Oh,
what
damn,
is
I don't
it?
know if we saw that. That's awesome looking.
That's cool, yeah.
I'm sorry, Stephen.
She would tell Jafar.
I hope you understand.
Nice.
Dang, Wanda looks great.
To our universe.
Damn. Looks like he's embracing a little dark magic too.
A little Shima-Gorath action.
Is you.
Yeah, this is the payoff to What If.
This is it.
Got out of hand.
Sam Raimi flexing. Nice. Oh, that's nice. the mirror of the release date. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's a lot of similarities to the trailer that we saw at the end of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This feels shorter to me. I feel like that thing we saw in theaters was like 3 minutes.
You know what? I don't think it's any different.
Really?
I honestly don't think it's any different.
Okay.
But
I'm going to go see
I don't
Spider-Man
know.
again, so I guess I'll be able to check it out. It just felt longer to me while we were in the theater, but maybe that was also just the first time viewing experience of just, witnessing the stuff.
See, I feel the opposite. I feel like what we saw in theaters was like that. I feel like we got 30 seconds in the theater.
Oh,
and this feels
really?
a little bit more expanded to me. But that was only my perception as well, because when we saw this in the theater, this isn't like a specially catered post-credit scene.
Right.
This was
it's literally
teaser.
just a first look. Yeah.
And so to me, I was trying to comprehend what I was watching in my head. I was like, wait, are they showing us a trailer? And then afterwards, I was like, I hope that didn't spoil any trailer reactions for us, because that's
and then Hector and I were like,
whatever.
Fuck it. I mean, I'm not going to look away from the movie if it's on the screen,
Yeah,
it's one of those
definitely not.
situations. The one thing that's always like super interesting in Doctor Strange is no matter what movie he's in, he always looks a little different. Like he looks a little different in this. And I don't know if it's like just the beard or the hair or like the wig he's wearing. It's always something a little different. And I feel like that's why we went into Spider-Man being like, is that the real Doctor Strange? Because it always looks different enough that I'm like, he looks different. At this point though, like I'm watching this, I'm going like, yeah, it's just like a different look for him. And then seeing the other Doctor Strange from what I'm going to assume is from the What If episode is going to be a really fun dynamic to see.
Watching it's going to be really interesting to see if they actually tie that Doctor Strange into that pocket dimension trapped in whatever Doctor Strange, because don't forget, it's not just Strange trapped in that pocket dimension.
That's right.
It's also Ultron. It's Infinity gemmed up Ultra Vision. Ultra Vision. Yeah. Don't forget about that pocket universe too. So that's crazy. That's some scary stuff, man.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen What If, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go watch What If. Get over your whatever you have about animation and go watch it.
You stinky son of a bee.
You snobby son of a man. We've been hearing that quite a bit recently, where people are just like, I don't watch What If because blah 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 about animation. I'm just like,
that was me before I got educated on how epic this stuff is.
Right. This looks exciting. This looks fun. We know some people who might be working on this show, and so we can ask some questions and see what's going on. I'm really excited though. I haven't heard anything about it yet. I really want confirmation to see if that other vision of Doctor Strange is actually the one we saw in What If, though. That's what I'm kind of dying for now.
I think the other thing that I'm also interested to see is we knew that the events of Spider-Man were going to have a cascading effect and be dealt with in some regard in this movie because of Doctor Strange's connection to both. We get little glimpses into what that could be, and we hear Wong and Doctor Strange talking about that a little bit, and it's some of it is carried over from the Spider-Man movie where he says, don't cast that spell, you don't know what the multiverse really is. And now it's interesting because we bring Wanda into that. It'll be interesting to kind of see like how these two characters are utilized together to stop whatever is happening. And then also just what are the repercussions of what's happening in this movie going to have on the greater MCU period?
That's what I think is the big thing.
Because I think the movie that comes out after this is Thor Love and Thunder, and that could deal with some of those things, or it could completely ignore it and just tell its own story about Jane Foster becoming Thor and then dealing with Gore the God Butcher's character. So that's kind of always the thing that I'm always kind of interested in, is when they make these decisions to do sort of these like universe altering or universe shattering movies, how many movies going forward is it actually going to affect? Or is it going to be a very sort of contained thing where it's only going to be mostly dealt with Doctor Strange? But when you see what's coming down the pipeline, I feel like it has sort of infinite possibilities.
It does have infinite possibilities.
How much does this multiverse stuff affect the greater universe? I feel like from Loki, we learned that it has a cascading effect on everything that happens in the universe. I think that's very interesting to see where this movie is going to kind of take that. And we're introducing America Chavez. I don't know. I personally don't know much about the character. I don't know much about her power set and if it's influenced by magic and how that ties into the MCU. Like, if they're going to take creative liberties with what she's going to be able to do or not, I don't know.
Looks like I need to do a deep dive on America Chavez, because I also don't know anything about. I know that she is I believe she's a Puerto Rican American-born person, but I'm not sure like how she became Captain America, if she has any powers, like what exactly is going on with that character. All I know is that she is a fan favorite of a lot of people, so it's exciting to see her on screen.
Yeah, and I'm also actually even excited to see Baron Mordo back. It seems like he's not a fully fledged villain in this movie. There is some gray area, it seems like, based on a lot of the things that are happening. But between that and having Wanda in this movie and seeing like where she lies, and him very much in the trailer saying like, I'm not here to talk to you about what happened in Westview, like that's its own separate issue. That is also interesting, because we saw at the end of WandaVision, like she may be trying to conjure her kids back into existence. And like, where do we find her at the beginning of this movie? Is she still doing that, or has she moved on and she's trying to conjure some other crazy shit?
And also that suggests the idea that Doctor Strange knew what she was doing and just chose not to participate.
Right.
He's just like, I know what you did, but I'm not going to be part of that. So bye.
And timeline-wise, we know that WandaVision takes place just a few weeks after Endgame, and the events of Spider-Man don't happen until way after that. So what was Doctor Strange doing between all that time?
Probably getting chastised by Wong. He's like, damn it, what are you doing, Strange?
I am the new Sorcerer Supreme, so you must obey my rules. Go get me a tuna sandwich.
Exactly.
Dumb bitch.
Exactly.
Regardless of this trailer being the same thing that we saw before, I'm super into the visuals of it. I was a little sad when Scott Derrickson said he wasn't going to come back because I really like Doctor Strange, the first one. It's been a movie that's grown on me on rewatches. But if you're going to get a new one to take over, Sam Raimi is like one of the best options you can come up with. And again, I'm excited to see what he does under the MCU. And I know a lot of the times the conversation comes down to, well, artistic creativity of the artist is sometimes sacrificed so they can fit the mold of the Marvel engine. And I don't disagree with that. I think there definitely is a compromise. My hope is that going forward into phase 4 and beyond, that Marvel is a lot more willing to embrace the horror elements. I think we've seen little flashes of it and glimpses of it, but I really do hope that with Blade and the Doctor Strange movie and whatever other horror, adjacent characters are brought into the MCU, that we can really like dive into it and really push that horror element as much as possible. Because I think What If was so cool that it actually went for it, regardless of the fact that it was animated, but the fact that it like leaned into that was awesome. And I want more of that from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Very, very dark moments, very creepy moments.
Yeah.
I do like the balance that Raimi has between kind of like kitschy and horror. And on the rewatch of Spider-Man 2, during the scene where Doc Ock kind of goes crazy, it was the perfect balance. Yes, the really tight zoom ins on the action and things like that really made the action pop, but also kind of took away a little bit of the edge that would have made it really tough for some people to watch. And so it just brought it to this perfectly nice balance. And he already did that back in Spider-Man 2. I'm hoping he
was doing it before that with Evil Dead.
Yeah, exactly. And he was doing that well before then. We've heard directors talk about their experiences with Marvel and how some people think that Marvel is tying their hands behind their back with specific things. And we've heard things that may lead that to be true, but for the most part, I've been hearing a lot of directors be super happy with the amount of creativity that they have with their movies. So I'm hoping that they will do that even more so and let Sam Raimi do things even more so, because if anybody has proved themselves, it's that dude. Like, this dude needs to come back.
Jesus
this dude
Christ.
needs to come back like strong into the superhero game.
Lots of good faith. I'm very excited for this movie. Of all the superhero movies that are coming out next year, I think this one and the Batman are like towards the top of my list, just because they are hopefully doing something new and fresh and different and pushing boundaries for the genre from both sides, from both companies. I don't know, whatever, both comic book companies.
Spider-Man set the bar really high, dude. Really high. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. But guys, let us know in the comments below what you thought about this first official teaser trailer for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Any theories that you might have, let us know in the comments below. Check out our reactions to Hawkeye, and we'll be starting up the Book of Boba Fett next week. Also check out the Checkskins podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next reaction.
Bye.